Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Power Rangers Season 1, Episode 54 of my show, but this is about Episode 50... Oh. Can you just put it down here? I'll have it after I'm done recording my video. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, like I was saying before that, I apologize. Anyway, this is History of Power Rangers, Season 1, Episode 54 of my show, but this is about Episode 57. Now, before I start talking about it, I just want to mention that since we're on Episode 57, that technically means, let's see, yeah, counting this one, plus the last two of the 50 segment, plus 160, so counting the last two of the 50 I have left, it's 3 more. So, after this video, we have 3 more videos left, because 2 more of the 50 segment, plus 160 episodes, so it's 3 more videos, so, and like I said, again, when I post the final video, after the final video's up, I am going to start Season 2 of Power Rangers shortly after that. Again, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, enough getting off topic. This is History of Power Rangers, Season 1, Episode 50... 54 of my show, but this is about Episode 57. And Episode 57 in the original Power Rangers series is known as Enter the Lizinator. Now, as the name of this episode states, the Rangers are going to be fighting a lizard-based monster this time around. I just wanted to mention that. Anyway, but now getting into the actual episode, the way this episode starts off is, Kimberly's younger, her cousin Kelly is trying to practice for cheerleader tryouts and stuff, and then, basically Tommy is telling Kimberly that he's kind of glad that her cousin wants to be a cheerleader. Her cousin wants to be a cheerleader like her and stuff, and then basically, after a couple of tries, she says she can't do it, and then basically, after that, what basically happens is Kimberly tries to cheer her up, and then she tries to do the same cheer again that Kelly did in this part of the episode, and then Kelly's kind of complimenting her on how good she was with doing it, and then, because this whole episode, anyway, I'm just gonna mention this, this whole episode, the main human character is gonna be a little down because of the whole fact that she has a lot of self-confidence. Now, I just wanted to mention that. Anyway, after that, Kimberly explains to her cousin that basically she had to practice just like everyone else, and then basically she says that she can't do it, and then after that, Rita overhears the whole thing with the... Oh, but before I continue, I just want to mention, again, like I stated multiple times in my previous, like I stated in my previous video I did, as soon as the final video for the first season's up, like maybe a week after the final video's up again, I just wanted to mention it, so I'm gonna get off topic again. Anyway, a week after the final video for the first season is up, I will start the second season of Power Rangers shortly after that, but only a week after the final video, so just so that way there is a bit of a gap in between when I finish season 1 for videos and then start watching season 2 on Netflix. I wanted to get that out of the way. I guess I should have explained that at the beginning, but it didn't cross my mind until now. So, again, like I said, I'll wait a week after the final Power Ranger video is up, and then after that, then I'll start the second season. Like, I'll start watching it on Netflix a week after the final video's up. So, again, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Anyway, getting back into it. Now getting back into it with Rita's character. Sorry for getting off topic there, guys. I'm really sorry about getting off topic there. I thought I should mention it again because we got 3 more videos left because, well, 3 more of the 50 segment plus 160 episode. Yeah. Anyway, then it goes into a scene with Rita's character, and then she hears about the cheering, and she thinks that she's the only one who should be cheered for and stuff, and then basically that's when, I can't remember, but I do know that the fact is that this monster that the Rangers are going to be fighting, as stated by the title, is a sort of lizard-like monster. Oh, and now that I mentioned about the lizard monster thing, like a reptile-based monster, the first episode in this season where it did that was kind of with the Snizzard, which was basically, again, it was a hybrid monster because it was a part snake, part lizard, so hence the reason why it was called the Snizzard. Anyway, the reason why I'm mentioning that is because some of the monsters that the Rangers will fight in the second season, like, I'm not going to mention which monsters or which episodes, I just wanted to mention that. Anyway, some of the monsters that the Rangers will fight in the second season will be monsters that are kind of animal-based, like lizard, like reptilian. I just wanted to get that out of the way there, before I continued. Anyway, after that, when they hear about the cheering thing, now getting back into it with Rita, I'm sorry I got off topic there, guys. Anyway, getting back into with what I was saying earlier, I can't remember exactly, but I can't really remember, but I think Goldar mentions to her about the Lizinator monster, which is the monster that the Rangers will fight for this episode I'm talking about, and then basically, after that, then it goes, after they explain what their plan is for to deal with the Lizinator to bring the Lizinator monster down to Earth to deal with the Rangers this time. Like, this is the first episode where it's gonna happen, that's what I mean. And well, it's the only episode it's gonna happen. But I just wanted to get that out of the way. Oh, and now that I'm just gonna get off topic here one last time before I actually continue. And not the second last video for this first season, but the third last video I'm gonna be talking about. The third last video is going to be about episode 58, and episode 58 is going to have a monster that's going to be in season 2. I'm not going to explain about that monster until I get to that episode, though I just wanted to mention it ahead of time. Anyway, and after that, basically, then it goes back into a scene where where Kimberly and Tommy are with Callie, and then after that, basically, Kimberly is telling her cousin that basically there were times where she wanted to give up, but she persevered through and did it, and then basically, like she never gave up on herself, and then basically, kind of a confidence thing, sort of sort of similar to the, I guess you could kind of consider it sort of similar to the Island of Illusion 2-part episode I did. I just wanted to mention that ahead of time because of the whole self-confidence thing. And similar to the Crystal of Nightmares episode I talked about. I'm sorry I'm mentioning previous videos, but I figured since I'm getting close to the end of the first season, it seems relevant that I mention about those. Anyway, and the putties attack Kimberly and Tommy and Kimberly's cousin when they're in the park, and they kidnap her, basically. And then after that, Kimberly's saying that Rita's got Kelly, and they'll find a way to get her back. And then basically what happens is, then Rita sends the Lizinator monster down to Earth, and then basically what happens is, then Zordon contacts, then when the Lizinator's down on Earth, Jason confronts the Lizinator, because by this point, I think Jason, in this episode, Zordon didn't have to contact him, but he had an encounter with the Lizinator monster anyway. And then basically, what happens is after that, he fights the Lizinator monster in his ranger form at the quarry a little, and then, I can't remember. I don't think it's the quarry at first, but I know there's a scene where they're at the quarry again. I just wanted to mention that. Anyway, basically what happens is Jason is fighting the Lizinator monster in the street, and then the Lizinator picks up a car, but Jason is asking him to put it down. But then the Lizinator is basically telling Jason that he was just trying to help because basically the car is illegally parked. And then he tosses the car at Jason, and then after that, when they keep fighting, basically, the Lizinator basically assaults Jason by saying in this episode that this is too easy for him. Fighting all of the Power Rangers would be a better challenge for him. And then basically, then the Lizinator monster gets away after a little bit, and then Zordon contacts the rest of the Rangers after, I think he contacted them before, and then by the point he contacted them, Jason was already fighting the Lizinator, if I'm remembering correctly from the episode. I'm sorry, I'm just having a mental block about that. Anyway, my apologies. Anyway, continuing on with what I was saying earlier, after that, Zordon contacts the rest of the Rangers and informs them about the monster that Jason encountered, which is the Lizinator monster. Because before that happened, I'm just gonna mention this. Before that happened, Rita had sent down some putties to kidnap Kimberly's cousin Kelly, and basically held her hostage, basically. And that's where this segment of the episode, at least the later segment of it, comes into play. And then basically, as I said, Zordon contacts the rest of the Rangers and informs them about the situation with the Lizinator monster. And then basically, after that, what happens is Billy goes over some of the calculations, and he figures out that the Lizinator's skin is made up of a type of material that is not on planet Earth, which is kind of true because it's a monster that Rita created, so it probably has some materials that were not from Earth, basically, or it's harder than something I can't really remember. But anyway, after that, basically what happens is the Rangers then want to deal with the Lizinator after Jason had just dealt with it, and by this point he's with them again, and then basically what happens is the Rangers fight the Lizinator monster a little bit, and then it goes into a scene where Kelly is with Squat and Babu, because by this point, as I said, she had just been captured by the putties, so she's with them, and then she's wondering how she can get out of the situation she's in, and then she's thinking back to what Kimberly told her about not giving up, and then she decides to basically distract Squat and Babu, and by distract I basically mean tire them out, by telling them that they want to think of some cheers, and then say cheers for Rita, and then basically what happens, I think it's Babu that mentions about the cheers for Rita and stuff, and then basically the Rangers are fighting the Lizinator and then basically after that, basically what happens is then it goes back into the scene where Kelly is with Squat and Babu, and she's telling him the Power Rangers always beating Rita, and then after a little while, Squat and Babu get a little dizzy because of the cheerleading stuff, and then Babu tiredly calls Squat a pom-pom head, and they get back to the moon, and then after that, the Rangers are dealing with the Lizinator monster. First it's Jason who's dealing with the Lizinator because of the fact that they kind of have to split up because they have to rescue Kelly. So Jason is dealing with the Lizinator monster and his Tyrannosaurus sword, and then basically after that, Tommy basically shows up. And then after Tommy and the Dragon Zord show up, the Lizinator is ecstatic about that, saying that there's two of them now. Maybe when he's done he could make cars out. He makes a joke about making cars out of the parts. And then after that, the rest of the Rangers show up, and they manage to, they form the Megazord, and they manage to defeat the Lizinator, and then I'm guessing, again, Rita gets upset that she lost again, and then basically after that there's a little, and then it goes back into a scene where they're in the youth center again, and this time Kimberly's cousin does make the cheerleading squad, and then basically after that there's a little bit of, and that's basically where this episode stops. So if you guys like this video when I post it, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and I will see you guys probably sometime, maybe tomorrow or Friday for the next video, because I might upload this video tomorrow depending on how much battery I have left after I record it. So until then, guys, like I always tell you with this series, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and like I always tell you with this series, may the power protect you always.